Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You could take a guy like Canelo. This guy could do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd.
Terence Crawford has just issued a cold-blooded warning to Canelo Alvarez. After watching Canelo spar with rising star Jaron Boots Ennis, Crawford responded to the inevitable comparisons with icy disdain. "He's not me," Crawford stated, making it clear that while some see similarities in their switch-hitting styles, they are on completely different levels. But this wasn't just a dismissive comment, it was a promise. Crawford declared that on fight night, all the doubters who point to his size disadvantage will be left in tears, just like they were after he dismantled Errol Spence Jr.
Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. Like, you only have to win 7, 10, 9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes, never got put down. And he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Crawford's trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, echoed that fierce confidence. When asked about the naysayers who claim Crawford is too small, his message was simple and direct. "Watch and see, I ain't steered you wrong yet." He reminded everyone that he had predicted the Spence victory when few believed him, and he's promising the same outcome now. This isn't just pre-fight hype, it's the unwavering belief of a team that feels they are on the verge of making history, a team that has already proven the doubters wrong time and time again.
Man, I loved it, man. I love the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen. And I knew we would have known after the first, second, or the third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Bud was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, bro. He hands down. He the best. He the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease. Right? You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what people are saying. Canelo was I'm sorry, not Canelo. Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to the Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
And they have some powerful allies in their corner. The legendary Andre Ward, one of the sharpest minds in boxing, has officially picked Crawford to win. Despite the dangerous weight jump, Ward believes that no one has yet proven they can break Crawford's will or solve the puzzle he presents in the ring. Somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you, Ward explained. You got to show me that you can beat him. For Ward, it's not about size. It's about the intangible quality that makes Crawford special.
This guys, Floyd Money Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 in Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're going to hear from Crawford. And I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather bet on Crawford and made some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rival. So I don't expect anything different.
But for every voice backing Crawford, there's another sounding the alarm. Simon Jordan, a respected voice in the sport, acknowledged that Crawford's exceptional skill makes him a real threat, but he also pointed out that Canelo has successfully moved up in weight before, only to struggle against bigger men like Dimitri Bivol. He suggested that Crawford's unique style could be the kryptonite to trouble Canelo, but the physical reality of the challenge remains a massive question mark. If you think Crawford is the one to finally dethrone Canelo, hit that like button and let me know your prediction in the comments.
In your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as.
Adding to the complexity, 8A Oladipo is leaning toward Crawford, but for a different reason, wear and tear. He pointed out that Canelo has been fighting at the elite level for nearly 20 years, accumulating damage from countless fights, sparring sessions, and grueling camps. While he acknowledges Canelo's size and experience, he believes Crawford is the fresher fighter with an unbreakable air of confidence. It's a fascinating take that frames this fight not just as a clash of styles, but as a battle against time itself. A war of attrition where youth and freshness could be the deciding factor.
You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person.
And then there's Eddie Hearn, who perfectly encapsulated the dilemma that has the entire boxing world divided. He called it a fascinating fight between two legends with tremendous ring IQ, but he emphasized that the million-dollar question is how Crawford will handle the weight. He noted that Crawford didn't even look particularly big at 154 pounds, making the jump to 168 a significant and dangerous challenge. At the same time, he admitted that Canelo didn't look sharp in his last fight, suggesting that if there's ever a time for Crawford to pull off the upset, it might be now. He ultimately leaned slightly toward Crawford, a surprising admission from a man so closely associated with Canelo.
Right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
my
two,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try. But you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine, so I cannot think in that way. But I try my best tonight.
And lastly, for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
The fighters who have been in the ring with them offer even more insight. Amir Khan, who has faced both men, leans slightly toward Crawford, believing he's the fresher fighter who has taken less damage over the years. Andy Ruiz, however, thinks the challenge might be too much for Crawford, questioning whether he'll be able to handle Canelo's relentless pressure and forward style. He believes Canelo could win by knockout, while Crawford's best path is to make the fight awkward and win on points.
Remember, Canelo, that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. CJ Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course.
Yeah, nobody had it.
And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people.
But are you at the top of your career in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, and that's why Canelo was saying what he's saying.
Want to
make himself look.
And that brings us to the sparring sessions that started this whole conversation. While Canelo has been training with Boots Ennis, a fighter many compare to Crawford, some experts believe it won't truly prepare him for what he's about to face. They argue that beyond their switch-hitting ability, their styles are completely different. Teddy Atlas, however, sees it from another angle. He believes Crawford's speed, movement, and smart footwork might actually turn the weight gap into an advantage, making the fight more competitive than anyone expects. In the end, this isn't just a fight, it's a legacy-defining moment. It's a clash of styles, eras, and philosophies. On one side, you have Canelo, the seasoned king who has seen it all and believes experience and power will prevail. On the other, you have Crawford, the undefeated puzzle, daring to be great and promising to silence all the doubters once and for all. It's a fight that has divided the boxing world, and when that cage door closes, only one truth will remain.